Welcome to Flickering Myth Gaming 7-Day Replay. I'm your host, Gerald James, joined by my own personal heckler, Alan Christian.
Hi.
Hey, Alan.
Hi.
And this week, well, it's going to be a lot of us going back at some stories we've already covered because there are developments. I hope you're excited.
Update.
So the first update isn't really to a 7-day replay episode so much as you may have noticed by now that Alan and I decided to do a play-by-play reaction to the Nintendo Direct that happened this past week. It was a fun time, our first chance to do one, and, go watch it. It's exciting, fun stuff. What I wanted to tackle is this weird Portal companion collection coming out to the Switch, and only the Switch. That, to me, is the main story here. Valve is releasing the Steam Deck. I think it might even be out already, but I know it's definitely been in people's hands by now.
Yeah, just review units right now. I think they're shipping soon.
Yeah, so it's right around the corner. And at the same time, Valve is like, hey, we're going to make our first console port in a decade. And they're releasing the Portal collection on Switch. There's not much news there other than why. Like, Valve, the people who decided to stop making games.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to port these two games over to the Switch. The system that's closest resembling our own system that we're releasing. Is this like an apology? Maybe there was some back behind the scenes thing where they got some information from Nintendo. And then they're like, hey, we'll give you Portal in exchange. You can't have Half-Life. No one gets Half-Life. But you'll have to make do with Portal.
It's bizarre. It's a strange situation.
I've been racking my brain about this since it was announced. And if you've got theories, hit them in the comments below. Tell me why you think this exists, because I have no effing clue. So the second update that I want to hit y'all with is on those Souls servers we talked about 2 episodes back. At the time, I was completely shocked that it had been 5 whole days since the servers had been shut down. And well, now we've learned that they've already said they're not coming back until Elden Ring's out. And it's been really weird because I'll go ahead and say it. I've been watching some Twitch streamers go through these games in preparation for Elden Ring. And it's so barren and empty. Like, there's no death ghost, there's no blood stains, there's no creepy invasions. I'm not saying that the Souls titles are online-only titles, right? They're single-player experiences with some sprinklings in of multiplayer. But man, it really drives home the point of just how important the multiplayer is in this game.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's so weird that in the build-up to Elden Ring, they're just like, you know what? There's nothing we can do about this. Enjoy offline play. Please buy Elden Ring. Peace!
Yeah, it's a bizarre reaction. I guess they're busy.
Yeah, they've got a lot on their plate, and From Software isn't. We can compare them to other AAA studios. It makes sense that they don't have teams that can just dive head first into this while the other thing is being worked on.
Yeah.
So I guess their main concern, and rightfully so, is that Elden Ring goes off without a hitch.
Yeah, honestly it must be a software side thing. Why are they managing their own servers?
Yeah.
That's strange, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I figure a smaller development house is not managing their own servers. They're paying third party to handle that, but I guess not.
Jacks of many trades over at FromSoft.
Maybe I just don't know how games work.
Never made one.
Never made one.
In more somber news, a game that's been a part of our lives for 20 years comes to a close. That's right, I'm referring to America's Army, the greatest recruitment tool ever crapped out using a Counter-Strike source engine. It's, I guess, after when the Army was trying to recruit kids on Twitch with the Army Twitch channel and the Army esports teams. They came under enough fire that they were like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't be using violent video games to try to make people want to go shoot people in foreign lands. The fact that this has been going on for 20 years and they just now realized, maybe no. Maybe not. Maybe like dangling free education over their heads or, room and board is enough. We'll just, God, I'm sorry.
Well,
Political tangent.
They got tired of having to update it, especially when Activision and EA are more than handling the military propaganda games for them.
Yeah. I mean, I know. I've been playing first-person shooters for so long. I haven't been like, it'd be rad? COD in real life.
Well, no, not us, because we're well-adjusted human beings on a certain level, at least. At least on that level. But definitely tons of kids have run off and joined the military thinking it was cool because they played shooter games. Like, that's a definite. That's like the time that what is it, Tony Scott and that whole crew that made Top Gun, their offer to pay back the Navy for some of the stuff that they helped with instead of financial. They were like, we could just make a commercial for y'all. We could produce a commercial. And the Navy said, you just did. It's called Top Gun. like you don't think that Call of Duty games are that for other branches of the military in the modern age?
I don't know. There's barely any gay sex in Call of Duty.
That's true. Get on that, Activision. Maybe not Microsoft bought them out.
Okay, I mean, depending on the lobbies that you get into. You don't want to see my clan tag. And finally, going from games shutting down after way too long to games that they're never going to come out. Let's just be honest here.
Yeah, Television Amico. Or Beyond Good and Evil 2.
I didn't even put the Amico thing on here.
Yeah, it's because nobody cares.
Yeah. So, no. The Amico, that's never coming out. If you put money into it, my bad.
Try to get it back.
But no, I'm referring to Beyond Good and Evil 2, which this week sources inside of Ubisoft, which also, God, people aren't happy to work there right now. Let me tell you that. Some internal sources were leaked, like internal message boards. And I learned this week that when people were complaining about the NFT initiative, Ubisoft responded by giving those people NFTs. Yeah.
What a bunch of jerk-offs.
They had one chance to write themselves in the minds of gamers everywhere. And that was with Beyond Good and Evil 2. This highly anticipated sequel to Beyond Good and Evil, which was a Zelda clone where you played as a reporter with a pig friend. And sources inside of Ubisoft have already come out and said, you know what? We still haven't even started on the game.
5 years from announcement.
We made this thing. We started essentially a Kickstarter. We made a lot of promises and showed a monkey flipping people off. And we're really not even working on it yet. This is vaporware. I feel bad for it because Beyond Good and Evil was a decent enough game, even though admittedly it was kind of a Zelda clone at the time. But from what they said when they were announcing Beyond Good and Evil 2 about being a persistent world and all this stuff, it's like Ubisoft was like, you know what? That first game wasn't Ubisoft enough. How do we make this so that people just don't want to play it? And well, they hit all the right notes. And now, well, we're never going to get to play it anyway. They haven't officially announced that it's dead in the water again. But it doesn't look good, Page fans. This is the end of an era 5 years after they announced the damn thing.
15 years. They've been trying to get it made.
Essentially, yeah.
And people have been clamoring for it.
This was a PS2 game that they're making a sequel to.
Everyone that liked the first one has... never mind.
They've died of old age.
I was going to make some joke about terrible things that happen to your body as you get older, but no, I'll let it go.
Yeah, no. All of the fans of the first game have moved on to a higher plane of being. So I don't blame them for not putting all of their resources into this and instead making, the 38th Assassin's Creed?
Uh-huh.
Still does numbers, buddy. And we move on to upcoming games. Of course, today is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, Alan.
Happy Valentine's Day. I love that I'm spending my Valentine's Day with you, Gerald James.
No, we're recording this, but it's coming out on Valentine's Day. Come on, man. Don't break the immersion here. So, what's coming out Valentine's Day week? Well, we are starting it off with, you know what? We just talked about a franchise that refuses to die. So, on the 15th, we've got Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. Empires 9. Whatever you want to call it, no one cares. Musu games are now just, the spin-offs of good games you like, not the main thing you play. Okay? It's your Persona game. It's your Zelda game. It's your Fire Emblem game.
Oh my god.
No one cares. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
we're done.
I'm a huge Zelda fan, and they released a prequel to Breath of the Wild in that style, and I played 5 minutes of a demo, and I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't need this.
I'm pushing myself through the official sequel to Persona 5. And it's just smashy. But
is that what that is?
yeah, Persona 5 Strikers.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. It's not terrible, honestly.
Yeah, but it's not a terrible concept. It's just boring.
I mean, it's better than a dancing game.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the 17th, King of Fighters 15 is releasing on everything but Switch. It's fighting game fun. Game fun. I'm not going to buy it. Haven't played King of Fighters since I was a child.
I didn't know they were still making these.
Me neither.
I had no idea.
Me neither. I thought these only existed as re-releases, but there's a new one.
Yeah. I haven't played them since they were actually in arcades.
Yeah. I knew this was coming out because I follow Matt McMuscles on Twitter. And that's it. So, hope y'all enjoy it, King of Fighters fan. Also on the 17th, we have Voice of Cards, The Forsaken Maiden, coming out on everything but Xbox. And this is interesting because they've been doing some crazy indie-style RPGs over at Square Enix. Mm-hmm. And this is another one of those. I haven't seen much on it, but it's interesting that they keep doing these styles of games, and I'm curious how it stacks up or how it deals out.
That's the only time I've ever wished I was on camera.
And then finally on the 18th, the main course of the week, we have Horizon Forbidden West coming out to the PlayStation consoles, both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Of course, this time we've got Horizon coming out, a big open world RPG that, it's not coming out right next to another big open world RPG to get overshadowed. I mean, sorry, but Breath of the Wild. Oh shit, Elden Ring. And finally, this week, we're going to recommend a game you're probably like, oh my god, I wonder what it could be. You watched last week's episode, it's Power Slave Exhumed. Period.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to play it yet because, unfortunately, I work way too much, and I'm saving all my $20 for, some other games coming out. I'm sorry. I'm not made of money. Hit up my Patreon or my OnlyFans. And Alan has been playing a good bit of Power Slave Exhumed and assures me
I vouch for it. It's a great port. It's wonderful.
Every bit as good as we thought it would be, right?
Yes. Night Dive, once again, knocked it out of the park. Very, very happy with it.
We love you, Night Dive. Keep up the good work. And everyone else, go out and buy this game. Buy a copy from me, too. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining us once again, guys and gals and non-binary pals. Of course, we're going to keep doing this every week. This one was kind of heavy with all of the Nintendo stuff, so if you want to hear about mouthful mode, go check out that video we recorded. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Keep it real.